Welcome to makeitbreakitfixit.com. In this video we're going to go over the setup of the Arduino Pro Mini just for general use. So what I normally do is I put these stackable header pins across the bottom and then these 90-degree ones for the serial connection. This allows us to pretty much do anything that we want with this without hard wiring things. So we just put this straight onto the breadboard. So you start off with something like this without the pins there. You start off with this and you just break off the pins that you need and you solder them on. So you figure out the number of pins you need here. There we go, that's how many. Okay. It helps to have either the third hand, this thing here, just so you can hold your board while you solder, or I also like to use the bench vise, the tiny hobbyist bench vise. This comes in very handy too. The first solder is always the hardest because that's the one that keeps it in place, but once that's done it's fairly straightforward to do the rest. Okay. So what you want to do when you're soldering is get the tip nice and hot. Make sure you're able to melt some of this on there, some of the solder, just to get it ready. Then you place it on the pin, wait for the pin to heat up a little bit, and then coming from the other side, just add a dab of solder. That's it. You don't have to hold it on there for too long. If you do, you'll risk that the pin starts to move out of place. There we go, now they're in there, so at this point I should be able to just simply put that like that and just do the rest. So I'll start off with this side. So hold it on the pin for a bit and then dab the solder on there. Okay, I'm not going to do the rest, otherwise I'll bore you. You should end up with something like this. Then go through and cut off the excess pins off the top just to clean it up a little bit. So with the side cutter. Okay, and obviously the bottom ones as well, which I've already done. Once you've done that, grab your breadboard. These are very cheap on eBay. And you just slot it in to your breadboard like that. Now that's ready to go. Now you can use these pins here to connect it up to whatever you need, wherever it needs to go. To connect it to your PC, you use an FTDI cable. This particular one is just one long cable, this on one end, and on the other end is a USB plug. So it's actually a serial COM cable. Just find the black pin, look for the black or the BLK on the board and connect it up, and you should see the green light flash a couple of times and the red light should stay on. That means everything is good. You could also use one of these FTDI breakouts, fairly cheap on eBay. Again, black to black, and then you connect that up to micro or mini USB. So this particular board is one that I use very frequently, probably 90% of my Arduino jobs, 95%. You only really need to use a different board if this particular one doesn't have enough pins. You need more interfaces, such as network interfaces, or you just need to run on a different voltage, something with a bit more power, or even something with a bit more memory. Most of the jobs that I do don't require that. So this is perfect. About $15 from SparkFun, 15 Aussie dollars that is. If you buy a Chinese version, much cheaper, but don't expect too much from them. I have seen them fail quite frequently. So just be careful what you buy. Alright, thanks for watching.